General manager Mike Maccagnan has found the Jets some answers early in the free agency process. Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley, Jamison, Crowder and Kelechi Osemele all fill key holes and shore up important roles for the Jets. And this roster is clearly heading in the right direction after just 14 wins over the last 3 seasons. But there are still plenty of questions still facing the Jets, as they continue to build toward a 2019 playoff appearance. How much cap space is left? We've learned the average annual value of most of the Jets' contracts, but we don't actually know the cap hit that each deal carries in 2019 and the seasons beyond. That's because the number depends on how the Jets structure bonuses, salary, incentives, etc. And those more detailed numbers have not yet emerged. The Jets entered free agency with about $82 million in cap space. Based very loosely on the APYs of the deals we hear about so far, Le'Veon Bell, $13.125 million, C.J. Mosley, $17 million, Henry Anderson, $8.4 million, Josh Bellamy, $3.5 million, and Jamison Crowder, $9.5 million. The Jets probably have somewhere in the ballpark of $30 million remaining. But based on contract structures, there could still be more than that in the couch cushions for Maccagnan. The devil is in the details here, and it will dictate who he can sign to fill the remaining roster holes. What's the plan at cornerback? The Jets are letting Morris Claiborne walk, and Buster Skrine has already agreed to a deal with the Bears. That means 2 of their top 3 corners from last season are gone and need replacing. Bryce Callahan and Ronald Darby are the top 2 options left on the market. Can Maccagnan land one or both of them? Or will he look for lower-level, more budget-friendly options? Or does he think Perry Nickerson and/or Darryl Roberts, both backups last season, are potential in-house starting options? Poll, are Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley signings enough to make Jets a playoff team in 2019? The New York Jets pulled off 2 huge signings on Tuesday, landing running back Le'Veon Bell and linebacker C.J. Mosley. Is a new center still in the works? Center is another of the glaring holes left on this roster as free agency churns along. The Jets missed out on both Matt Paradis and Mitch Morse. There are only lower-level options left on the market. Could a guy like Stefan Wisniewski fill the hole in the short term, while the Jets try to develop a mid-round 2019 draft pick? Or do the Jets believe that Jonathan Harrison, who they resigned last weekend, is capable of plugging the hole? One way or another, Maccagnan has to settle on a solution here after the best choices available went elsewhere. Which key 2018 pieces will be resigned? The Jets have already bowed out on Claiborne and kicker Jason Myers. They've resigned Roberts and Anderson. But they have a handful of other in-house UFAs to decide on. Which of the following players will be brought back and which are now expendable? Piecing together proper roster depth will be a big part of Maccagnan's challenge this offseason. Getting it right requires making some smart choices here. OLB Jeremiah Attachu, OLB Brandon Copeland, Og Dakota Dozier, ILB Neville Hewitt, OT Ben I Jelana, WR Jermaine Kearse, OLB Josh Martin, WR Richard Matthews, QB Josh McCown, DT Steve McClendon, S. Rontes Miles, RB Bilal Powell, T Brent Cavalli, WR Andre Roberts, Day Neil Sterling. How will Maccagnan use the draft to supplement his signings? Remember, the Jets still have 6 players heading their way via the draft. Those 6 players will carry a total cost of $9.15 million based on the Jets' draft slots. Maccagnan using those picks wisely to help fill out the roster, plug holes and build depth will be vital to the Jets' 2019 success. Whatever the Jets are unable to find in free agency could be saved for the draft, but that can be a risky game to play, too. Draft picks are no sure thing, especially beyond the first couple rounds. But what's the best way to do that? To know. 3 overall pick being used on a defensive stud, either an edge rusher or Alabama defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, seems like a lock at this point, considering the Jets have been unable to add those pieces in free agency. Perhaps the Jets could draft a center in the middle rounds, too. Cornerbacks are a possibility as well. It'll be interesting to watch Maccagnan's draft strategy unfold. Matt Stypulkowski may be reached at mstypulkowski@newadvancemedia.com. Follow him on Twitter at m_Stypulkowski. Find NJ.com Jets on Facebook.